And we're starting with 2 request videos. This first one is from Hayden, wanting me to react to Annoying Orange anime supercut. All right. I've not watched Annoying Orange in many years. Many years. He's definitely an OG. Definitely an OG at this point. I'm surprised he's still going, but yeah, more power to them, really. The OG's just still chugging along. I don't know. My expectations are under the floorboard right now. I really don't know how this is gonna go. Oh God, here we go. Okay. They're doing like the Mr. Beast thing, right? With oh my God, I remember these characters. What the hell? I don't remember this girl, this character, but whatever. But I remember Melon, and I remember or Cantaloupe, I guess. And yeah, but just like the motion of it, just even that, it doesn't work the same way. And now I'm just kind of criticizing I'm Annoying Orange, and not necessarily for the anime references. Oh, Legendary Super Citrus. I guess that's funny. I guess they don't have like official Apple or whatever. It seems like a different Apple. Why is this coming back to me? Why is this nostalgic? Fuck you. Why is this nostalgic? No. Damn it. I forgot to mention this says anime supercut, so I imagine this was kind of like multiple videos of theirs. It's 22 minutes. Oh my God. Okay. I think the flipping's kind of accurate. That's pretty good. Come on! Not a funny joke. Not fair. Not fucking fair. 9 hours is like 26 episodes. You know? I get that some of these fights seem to last kind of a while, but like, I don't know. I guess I haven't technically seen Z. I guess it might actually be that. I don't know. That just seems like such an obvious, easy joke to me. You know, I like Fist of the North Star stuff. Like, I want episodes to go that, like, fights to kind of go that long because they have that much development. I hate how quick things are now. You know, but also it's like erasing the fact that, oh, it's just that for 9 hours. When it's like an actual battle shonen, they are talking with each other, developing as characters, progressing fights and progressing as fighters, and I don't know. Why am I defending this? I mean, it's just such an easy joke. Those are decent effects. Although, you know, they do call attacks, you know. they do shout. They don't just go, ah, you know. It makes it seem a lot more shallow. If anything, that might be why. It could be a potential reason. Obviously, the main reason that they call attacks is that it's a trope that they've taken from wrestling, I believe. At least Kinnikuman is you know, major with all of the types of the naming of the attacks that are influencing, you know, it's not just a big key blast. It's not just these random flashes of light that don't make any sense or don't matter or whatever. When you give it a context of like Destructo, even something as silly as Destructo Disc, you know, it characterizes the attack, and it I don't know, it's more engaging that way. I don't know. And they could have potentially done some humor there. Like they were obviously, oh, that's funny with Orange and all them like playing cards as they're all having this epic fight. Yeah, I guess that's funny. I guess that's pretty funny. I would have preferred this as a background detail, actually. That was much more funny once it was a background detail. Well, look what we're doing!
You think 2-on-1 will make a difference? I haven't even begun to power up yet.
Oh yeah. Well, I need to power up more than you need to power up. So, and my hasn't even begun to power up.
You know, it's easy. It's so easy, you know. But like, I'm not like I'm a giant Dragon Ball fan or anything like that, I guess. But like, it's not like that. Because like, why do people like DBZ, right? It's not just all of this. It makes it seem like, how could anyone like this sort of thing? you're missing what
Come on,
people
doing this for, like,
love
3
and enjoy
episodes or
about this
something.
series,
I
you know?
right? They're just
It
standing
isn't
there
just the
yelling.
cool
If I was in this
fights.
fight, which I totally would be winning, by the way,
Unlike
I'd
other
just run
Battle
up
Shonen,
and
this
punch
one's
the other
about
guy.
characters. There's
Okay.
ways to make
Ow.
smart
Practice later.
DBZ jokes.
You have to
If anything,
now.
it's like
Wait,
Team
you
Four
mean
Star is kind of the
actually want me to-
example of that because they
I'm
make
gonna
jokes
get
that are
permission
not
now.
in
Let me go
at
before
expense
you
of Dragon Ball. It's out of love for Dragon Ball.
Hey,
That's why people like it so
you're getting
much.
on my nerves.
So what do you think? Should I confront Dr.
What the hell was that transition?
about his relationship
Also,
with my mom?
ah,
Somehow I knew you'd
great.
say that.
Here we go.
Whoa, who's that Pokemon?
I'm not kidding though. I feel like Orange is less annoying than the whole rest of the sketch. Like the actual the concept they're going for and the approach is is more annoying than the actual annoying Orange, at least in my opinion.
Hey, Geodude, hey! Oh, that's just a rock.
That's funny.
Pokédex.
See, that's not
What are we
annoying.
dealing with here?
That was kind of funny, at least. Orange is an abnormal type Pokemon.
Abnormal type? I've never heard of that before.
I can't believe they're doing two. This is such a minor pedantic thing, but I can't believe they're doing only 2 lip flaps. It you can't imitate anime just like a little more accurately.
Abnormal type?
And has the worst. That's the Pokédex voice is at least pretty accurate. That's good.
Whoa! Uh-oh. Might have let out a little Squirtle there. He's like,
When did he ever fart? When has he? When did that start happening? Obviously, it's been fucking 15 years or something. Good lord. Probably. Oh, yeah, like 15, 17 years or something. But like, really? Like this? When did was it the? Did you see a spike in retention when he like farted at one point? Like you were bankrupt on ideas, and then you saw that the audience had a lot of reactions, like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy that he farted." And then it's like, "All right, we'll just do that." Oh man.
no Pokemon I've ever seen. I must have him. Pokeball, go!
Come on, guys. You've bound to have played Pokemon before, and actually, but also just like, God. This is what the Anime Encyclopedia thinks Pokemon is.
Oh, hurry! I guess he got burned, Ash.
Do you see how much he's moving though? Like he even bobbed up a little bit in that motion. Like it's nice that they have having more attention to detail, but like so much of the original series of sketches was out of the practicality and just the face, just the expressions and his delivery, right? You don't have to like have him otherwise, like why still go for this photorealistic? I think the photorealistic look is just for iconography. It's just an iconic image at this point, where it's just a unique idea. But like
Pikachu, stop laughing! Hey! Hey, Ash! Hey, Ash, hey! What do you want, annoying Orange? Is your favorite dance the Hokey Pokemon?
I laugh. That's
Come
kind of
on,
funny.
Pikachu, this guy isn't worth it. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were trying to catch them all. I am. Better catch.
He's not. You're wrong. You're just wrong. Like come on, dude. If you're gonna put Ash in something, like, I don't know. I think especially because like he's in his original outfit, right? So you can have his original characterization where he's kind of bullheaded and brash and I don't know, these characterizations that you can actually take from his character that make him enjoyable and interesting and fun to watch and follow. That's not this. This is some actor voicing a paper cutout that looks like Ash. You know what I mean?
Oh.
They totally just fucking revert. Look at the fucking hat. They just mirrored. Come on, dude. What is amateur hat? Look at this. Oh, come on, dude.
Where'd he go?
I will say the backgrounds are nice. These Bee Gees,
Under there?
they're nice.
What are you talking
That's
about?
kind of indicative of like the
There.
original
I'm
seasons
under
for sure.
there. What on earth are you? Where? Under where? Made you say underwear?
I like
Oh
that
my
that Pikachu is laughing with him, but this is a fucking imposter. This Ash is awful.
God, I can't believe I fell for that. Okay, Ash, let's battle, but let's keep it briefs. Pikachu, I choose you.
That was so bad. Like, what is this? Neil Cicerega era from like 2003? Come on, dude.
Pikachu.
Well, that's the only Pokemon he has. You know, if you're taking from the perspective of like his start of his journey, yeah, that was nice. I like that they actually kind of imitate the lightning effects from the original, where it's very like animated on sixes or something. That's kind of fun.
Of course I can face it. My entire body's a face.
See what I mean? Like the Ash, the foil. This sucks because Annoying Orange doesn't have anything. Doesn't have an actually good foil. I think what another thing that made the original really really great was how Apple acted. You know, and that actor as a foil and the way he worked. Yeah, this one did, like, even if where he's just like annoyed, he doesn't even sound that like all that annoyed. He's not really functioning well as a good foil.
Public nudity.
I've never seen him do that. That's interesting. All right.
Pikachu, cover your eyes. Take a peek at.
See, there you look. Like, it is possible to have them have a different face. They were being so fucking lazy with Ash, and I'm happy at least that Pikachu is getting stuff like this. But like, this is funny. Like the emotiveness of not just Pokemon but anime in general, I think, is a major factor to it. I will say, like, the gags that kind of been added on top of him with like stripping and farting. Just me saying that, like, doesn't that sound cringe? Does that not sound like, no, I don't think we need to do that.
Pikachu, it's time to evolve.
What do you mean it's time to evolve? This is a fucking imposter.
Raichu.
Oh my god, and he just tosses it next to him and he just evolves anyway? Come on, guys.
Now, Misty. Huh?
Hi, Ash.
Oh,
Okay, here we go.
Hi, Misty.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Do you feel it, Raichu?
So what you doing?
Not much. Just, you know, catching Pokemon.
It's just not.
How are you?
Come on, guys.
Some electricity between these two.
And like, this is coming from a guy who's like is like Serena. I'm not even trying to argue about like, oh, Ash and Misty wouldn't get together because it's Ash and Serena. Even though I do believe that, it's like this just isn't how you handle stuff like this. This is so corny. Can you imagine if this was actually is it? Do I just have like fucking Stockholm syndrome and I forgot that this happens? Are they accurate here? I really don't think they are.
I'm sure you'll have a blast.
He's still. I honestly think Orange is kind of the best performer here, which is mind blowing. Honestly, it's just everything around him is such garbage. Fucking another
For a second
record
there, I
scratch.
thought we were
Come
gonna
on.
have a spark. Guess not.
And thank goodness.
Does she have three? Wait a minute. I think she has three mouth frames. Yeah, she does. Look at that.
For a second there, I thought we were gonna.
No,
have
she
a
doesn't.
spark.
Never mind.
Guess not.
Wait, she does. She does. Wait a minute. No, she totally does. She has three mouth shapes. Open, closed, and half. Look at that. You could come on. I know I'm being pedantic, but like, oh.
Our mother and I.
Okay.
These hieroglyphics
Thank
are-
God it's over. Thank God it's over. That was so bad. All right. Well, let's see. What could this be? It's not JoJo's, is it?
Amazing! Thousands of years ago, there was a battle called the Millennial Games.
Oh, it's
Using
Yu-Gi-Oh.
all the same
Okay.
monsters that
No, that's
we
fair.
use our
That's
Pro
fair.
Monsters card to play
But they
it.
wouldn't. Why are they starting here?
Wait, what does that mean? It means we should buy more cards.
Great, a fucking capitalism joke right at the fucking beginning. Oh, this is gonna go swell. That looks pretty good, actually.
After 5,000 years, the Millennial Games shall return. Our
Okay. The 4 kids I see. I like the attention, like the trying to imitate that life point gauge. Some of the attention to detail is pretty decent in this one, but like the one thing that keeps nagging me, and I guess I'm just a complainer. I'm a famous complainer shapes here, but like I think what's so cool with Yu-Gi-Oh is that they don't go this hard right at the gate. Like this is kind of accurate to what happens with Battle City or with Pegasus and everything, but that's not like the very first thing. At least in Duel Monsters, that's definitely the case. That it happens fairly early, but like I like that there's more to Yu-Gi-Oh than this, you know, and the fact that they kind of start this up right away and it's so kind of abrupt, it kind of undermines or circumvents kind of the breadth of these stories. And that's another thing I think that anime and in particular battles like all 3 of the series that they've lampooned so far, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh, I think all 3 of them, a lot of their merit and virtue comes from how much time and length that they have. It's not just, oh, it never ends type of deal. It's more like they're able to explore it in all sorts of different ways and really have this strong attachment to these characters. Whereas movies or long or kind of shorter series, sometimes you can get really deep with some characters and you have an attachment and it's an amazing movie or something like, and then that's fair. But I feel like it's a different length or it's a different kind of vibe. And obviously that they can't necessarily depict that sort of brevity, depict that sort of thing in such a brevity, just a comedy skit. It's just a skit. Don't take it too seriously type of deal. But I guess what could have worked to demonstrate that brevity, maybe, to demonstrate that depth, in its brevity, is giving small things that the characters are referencing that you don't necessarily they're not picked up on. So you can have a kind of an aesthetic where you just tuned into a random episode of the show, which is probably how a lot of people first experienced Pokemon, Digimon, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Dragon Ball. It probably wasn't from episode 1. It was probably in the middle of a fight, or kind of the way that I get probably the way that it's depicted here. But I guess in ways this feels very like climactic and simple in the way that it's like this is all it is and this is it kind of deal. I feel like it was, if they choose kind of a different, I'm not saying they should reference the Battle City like being very super specific, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like there's ways of like making it so that it feels like it's more a stray episode of the show rather than the whole thing or the climax of something.
Put 2 cards face down. Your move, Pharaoh. Your swordsman is strong.
It's interesting too that the cinematography of that was kind of flat, and I mean I'm sure they're showing the character or whatever, but like they were able to get this. I like that, because this is kind of emblematic of the type of framing and storyboarding that they do in the anime. But like this is such a bad shot. They would have like a cutaway, like diagonal, to show the character placing the cards down. But like this framing is just like very flat. Yeah.
As I bring my best friend to the field, Beaver Warrior.
My best friend. Beaver Warrior is an actual card. That's cool.
Right now I can't even! By placing 1 card face down and playing this one, I've activated its special effect. When I have an odd number of cards in my hand, I can double my base attack points. Impressive move! But you've activated my trap card.
It didn't have the okay. All right.
Battles let me do something that doesn't make any sense but keeps the plot moving forward, so I negate your base power-up, meaning all fight plays out more like this.
Come on, the other one was decent. Like I kind of like that they came up with their own card. I can't even an odd number. Like it's silly, but that's that's emblematic of the kind of like the rules don't make it like, not saying they don't make sense, but it's more like it's less about the mechanics and everything with Yu-Gi-Oh, at least for the storytelling aspect. When it comes to the actual anime, it's less about the acute mechanics, even though there is a whole system to it for sure, and it's more about what they are doing with those cards and why they play the way they do, whether they're playing aggressively, whether they're playing for a particular with a particular method in mind or something like that. I don't know, but just kind of debate. So just like, oh, I don't know what it does. It's Yeah, plot hole. You see, like you could just put Monster Reborn down there, and you could see like what's a plot twist or whatever, but like or a plot hole, but it's not a plot hole in this one. Like, how is that a plot hole? Just play a card that allows, and that's the ability. That's just like the cool thing about fiction is that and the challenge of fiction really. How do you make it so that it doesn't feel contrived? You know. But that's just a weird low blow.
I end my turn. I am defenseless no more, for I summon smell.
What about him drawing? You forgot to draw. You forgot to draw the card. I draw. Of course, another fart joke. All right.
I play my trap card. Face swap for 1 turn.
Again, like I can't see the card. Like it's a subtle thing, but the framing of the actual game is part of the excitement and appeal, right? You think about Takahashi's paneling or the 2-page spreads that he would do and the way that the monsters would show up or kind of be around the characters, and the aesthetic of it is exciting and fun. It isn't just, oh, what could be so fun about this? Yeah, exactly. What could be, because you don't get it. You don't see any of the actual appeal. And I should also say that dunking on this is easy, but the reason I'm doing it is because I think this is insightful and valuable as to what makes these stories actually really good and what these things could be missing that is not seeing that appeal. And for and the major thing really is that, like, in order to kind of poke fun at something, I think you need to have a modicum of respect for it. I think one of some of the parodies that you do see that are successful, in my opinion, like Anime House or Team 4 Star's work, is both of them are coming from a sincere, deep love for this material, and they're going to have that. They might have some low blows or some kind of like whatever, but like it's still based on the respect and the knowledge and passion for these stories for what they are, and not for what you think they are from an outsider Google image perspective.
Knives of revealing light.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go.
On your next 2 turns, your move. My field is
See, at least I like when they are parodying actual cards, you know, and like they use the same effect, but it's just like a different name or something. That's funny because it's coming from a place of respect. It's coming from a place of like, I've seen the show, I know what this card does, but instead of swords of revealing light, it's knives of revealing light that like have to do, because it's with vegetables and fruits. Like, that's funny. Yeah.
My fleet knight is forbidden from attacking for now, but on my next turn he'll begin his assault. And not a single monster on the Pharaoh's side stands a chance. My victory is assured!
That's funny. I get that. Like, that's a good, because it does do that. They do that. And it's not like poking, it's not punching down, right? That was funny.
This turn will begin your undoing.
You're the one who's about to become undone. I sacrifice my 2 months.
I feel I could be misremembering it, right? I could be just fucking wrong. But I feel like Pharaoh against Pegasus, or what I think is what they're really trying to parody here, is Pharaoh versus Merrick. I feel like Merrick and Yugi's dynamic was way more interesting than this, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it really was just like very generic evil bad guy against like, huh. I don't know.
Now, Procura, I forever banish you to the shady realm.
That's more like there's shades of it that like, yeah, it's kind of what Pharaoh does to Kaiba. But that's less of like him banishing him to something. I don't think he actually does something like that. It's more of like, it's symbolic of Yugi kind of turning the tables or just mind breaking him, kind of, not literally, you know what I mean? Or maybe it was literally. I don't really think it was, but maybe it was literally.
We thought we'd be safe in these 4 walls, but they just kept coming through. They just ate and ate.
So the thumbnail has Sailor Moon on it. Is this gonna be Sailor Moon? I don't know. They might have room for 2 more sketches. Okay, so they do have live actors in it. Well, oh, there. Okay, what the hell is this?
Mom, I'll save you! No, get out of here! Run! Oh! Guess he should have kissed his
They should have just had the guy. Why did they have to do the paper, the cutout thing? What the hell?
Others think they can just laugh it off. Think everything will be okay. But they
Is this
never
Attack on
picked up what I've
Titan?
come to realize.
Oh, it is. If I would have realized. Yeah, okay.
It's nothing. How's the survey?
All clear to the west. Not a Titan in sight.
I was not expecting this, actually. This is actually, like, a little more
Makes sense, but
contemporary. I don't know. Not as, like, obvious.
bring this trees. If we hide up there, they're sure to leave us alone.
This isn't so bad, actually. I mean, obviously the puns are what I'm fine with puns. This is fine. It's not particularly funny or whatever, but like, oh, you know what? I guess it is kind of funny with where like, if the Titans are supposed to be kind of uncanny because the person is like in paper for like this, you know, animated like this. I guess that's funny. That's fair, I guess. Oh.
Something just occurred to me. Humans eat fruits. Fruits come from trees. So, doesn't that make this like the worst possible hiding spot? They'll know exactly where to look for us. Calm down, Midget Apple. Little Apple. There's no Titans here to.
Oh yes, I remember he called them that, yeah. But that's weird because like midget is kind of more of a you don't want to say that now, actually. That's kind of an insult.
Quick, we gotta get up and help Marshmallow.
What good will we do? We're too little. So you agree? You are too.
So this is more like an homage, and like they're actually kind of. It feels like they're kind of taking it a little more seriously. Like it's maybe out of a place of like they actually like Attack on Titan. It's obviously very surface level, like season 1 to era, like that kind of observation. It's certainly not what Attack on Titan would become and everything. But maybe that's okay. Maybe this is fine. This is probably the least cringe impact, least kind of deal. As dumb as this is, right? But it's Annoying Orange fucking. Okay, so they have Annoying Orange as Sailor Moon on the thumbnail, and they don't even do a parody of it. I can't believe it. I'm actually disappointed. I'm actually I'm like, really? Oh, okay. All right, so that was that. Kind of what I was expecting. Okay, and now we have a different reaction video. This is from Prostrate Constantly, who asked me to react to this video. It's in review, so I'm not sure if that means that it's all of their work prior, like kind of as a combined thing. I'm not sure, but I'm noticing just from this first couple of seconds that it's a live performance of stuff or something. That's really interesting. It is an hour and 40 minutes. I'm not expecting to be reactive to all of it, but I'll certainly be watching it. And if I have any thoughts, I'll let you know.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Prostrate Constantly in Review, a night of music videos and introspection, chasing a boy who got lost chasing the girls inside his TV. I'm Zane Kordich, and tonight I'm going to be showing you a series of anime music videos that I've cut together over the past 5 years, complete with long, rambly, raw, weird introspective intros about what the videos have come to mean from me and my circumstances and how I think they reflect these things meaningfully. I'll let you guys see the video first so we can all get on the same page. So I present to you Rocks Off.
All right, I'll pause it before you get to the first A and B, but just to your introduction, very interesting. I'm surprised. I'm like, I really want to know more, and I'm a little annoyed that it's not in the description of like what the context is here, of like who you're presenting this to, in what context, because this is really interesting because kind of it's like live performance almost. I think you have pretty good stage presence. I come from the world of theater and live performance as well. But I think this is really creative and exciting and interesting. I appreciate that you explain what the term prostrate constantly is supposed to mean, or where that comes from. I think that's a smart, the reasoning behind it is really interesting and thoughtful, thought-provoking, you know. And I am curious to see your work. It was a couple months ago where I reviewed one of your AMVs that I didn't react to in necessarily the same way. So I'm appreciating that you're using just the live footage and including kind of the audience reaction instead of just in this particular video cutting just right to your AMV. I like that you're keeping it like this, and it's the projection and it's a little off color and whatever. I like it. The syncopation's great. And obviously all the cutting and all the different shaving and compositions and stuff. Very, very cool. I did a similar thing with my Karikano video, but not nearly as creative and all over the place. I felt I was a little too locked down to my own logic. But this is like really nice. Great song too. Yeah, I've done that. Like going in it like that. It's nice. Hey, a little text action. Nice. Oh, hey! That is especially trippy in this instance because it's being on a projection and everything. That's really neat. I wonder if there's... I'm sure it'll explain, but if it's in it was filmed in your dorm or not. I forgot to mention, I liked your explanation of kind of where you started making AMVs was as an escape for your engineering studies. Oh, cool. That was a great idea. I like the texture on that, and it's not even like it's not even a clip. That was really neat. All the blinking you're doing for the drums, really smart. That's a really good use of over and overlay filter, or like a style, opacity style. I was about to say like most of the AMV felt like it was more about the dance of you cutting in different clips, and there was not as much of a particular rhyme or reason. There was rhyme and reason in the terms of like an aesthetic, like two girls standing next to each other, and then you frame them in such a way, or like such ways where you can see their eyes and stuff like that. But there isn't as much of a connectivity with like the series itself. Like you could be doing that. It feels like, at least stylistically, with the approach that you went with, it feels like you could do this for any anime. And it doesn't necessarily have like, okay, why Love Live and why, and obviously we could probably explain it here, but I think the style was really great and evocative and interesting. I'd say that like until that last stanza, until that last part where you're just cutting full shot of each girl, that was when I'm like, okay, yes, it's distinctively Love Live, and it isn't necessarily, it could just kind of be about anything or whatever. But yeah, that would become my thoughts on that, I guess. I really liked it. Really, really interesting. Oh no, Karikano AMV. Uh-oh.
I only get my rocks off while I'm sleeping. And the anime is my favorite anime. It's called His and Her Circumstances. And it's by an anime director called Hideaki Anno.
Okay, it's also based on a manga, by the way, but yes.
Who is most famous for the series Neon Genesis Evangelion, which I use in many later videos. So that's why I bring that up. So, with Strange Feeling, I had a very nice experience making it, because it was my first time experiencing the show while I was editing it. So I'd watch an episode of the show, then I would go and cut it up.
That's interesting.
And I would integrate into the video. So the video kind of serves as this very natural sort of progression.
Like a journal almost. That's very interesting. I've never heard of that approach. I really, really like that. I don't know if there's an anime that I would watch for the first time that I would do that with, because that would color my impression so much of that. And if that is like your all-time favorite and that's like the experience you take with it, that's really incredible. Wow. I also really like that that each of your AMVs, it's the thumbnail is a square, like an album cover. It's really nice. I've technically done that twice with my Joe AMV. The thumbnail on YouTube is a 4:3 screenshot, and then the sides are white to try to blend in with the rest of the background of YouTube to make it look like it's a square thumbnail. And then I made a cover that was a parody of the Some Rap Songs album cover using a screenshot from the anime that I made that whole AMV series out of. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Or is that from the show? I don't remember. That's the thing with Karikano, like any edit you do, there's some things that were like, was that from the show or was it the AMV editor? I've made a Karikano AMV for what it's worth. There's so many good fucking shots, bro. It's not fair. And I actually limited my Karikano AMV was kind of about the idea that Anno never left the production. After, and so people, that famous thing that episodes 18 through 26 kind of fall off. And I don't think that's true at all. So my AMV was exclusively from 18 to 26. I could only use those episodes. So this is already just like, because you just get all of it. It's so good. I remember using that clip, yeah. Sorry. Again, with like, you know, when you've made an AMV of a show and you watch another person's AMV, it evokes that sort of thing. Or at least the process of looking through clips and stuff. It's interesting. Nice dissolve. Nice dissolve. Spaceballs reference. Really great, good cut. Good, like, cut between two things. And the thing is, this is another AMV where like it doesn't feel like it's progressing as narratively, like it doesn't follow a particular structure in the same way. But I really like it, just because, especially like, it doesn't make much of a difference with Karakana because every shot of it is so freaking evocative, right? It was hard just from watching this that like to follow you're just kind of hypnotized by the shots themselves, and you're not necessarily, there's not as much narrative progression, and not like AMVs have to have narrative progression. Oh God, no. No. If anything, I was trying to steer away from that from a lot of my later AMVs, but it does feel like a lot of different shots. It's not as much like grouping together in certain ways. I'm sure there's logic to a lot of this stuff. But it doesn't matter because it's wonderful. It's a great song choice and great cuts and choices, and very evocative. It doesn't have to. You don't have to do much legwork here. Yeah, a good way to end it with a kind of a callback to the original thumbnail. That's nice. Lovely. Just so nice. Okay, so this was I mean, I'm about to see it really, but this is a compilation of previous AMVs basically. So you're using previous shots, but also are there going to be editing shot like sequences from the AMVs, like with Rocks Off, the way that that's constantly moving. That's like you on edit like 9500%, like constantly doing things that the editor is doing, that it's not, you're not being lost in the show. It's your edit, you know? So is it shots from your AMVs or shots that you used in other AMVs? And maybe it's a combination. That'd be interesting. And I wish I knew how many AMVs you had made before making Touch. I guess maybe I'd have it's a surprise. It's a spoiler. Yeah, fair enough. It doesn't, you know, I guess it. I'm also like, oh, you don't have much to say about it itself. It's more like the thing, but. And your anecdote is about the Kodomo no Jikan AMV. I'm more interested in seeing that AMV than. No offense. It's fine. Hey, I'm so critical. I don't know. They're having a lot of good time with the kind of song this is. Very weird and off kilter, so you make a very weird off kilter AMV. I really love when an AMV is very in sync and in tune with what the music is doing. So I played in reverse, inverted. So it is cuts from your AMV as well. Okay. So I think it seems that the other sources you pick up there's obviously Kairikano and Love Live, but then there's K-On!, Monster Musume, and Kodomo no Jikan. I believe is the other three. This is cool. Oh, well, there you go. There's the... This is where you get it. Okay. This is really nice. Really neat. I'm wondering what effects you're using here, because there's invert probably, but then there's probably like lighting effect. And yeah, gosh, very impressive.
For this excursion, so
this is an Ava AMV using Great Curve. Very cool. I've seen this. Wait a minute. I've seen this. Oh man, I feel like I've seen this. I could be wrong. No, I think I've seen this. Holy shit. Yeah, I remember seeing getting shown this by Urban. I think Urban showed me this, and I was just like, fuck! Yeah, this was sick. I really like the idea of longer sequences and having a lot of things happening within those longer sequences. That's great. That was really cool. I don't even know how to do that with fucking video footage. That's really neat. That is exactly what you do with that, though. That is, oh, that's so sick. And despite me not being able to see a whole lot with the projection, it's still like really like evocative. Yeah, this is fun. That was cool. Some of the overlays you're doing are incredible. I think the softness of some of these, like, taking certain images and stuff. I don't know if you're using masks or some kind of way of using an adjustment layer with lighting effects. Maybe I'm bugged out of my mind that that's not how it works, but... But then even just all this glitch stuff, I have no idea how you do this. That is really sick. This is not part of the song, is it? This is really sick, though. Wow. That was amazing. Yeah, jeez Louise.
You know, it's not hard to break video. It's, you know, what you're not supposed to do, so why don't you just try it?
I genuinely don't know how to do that in Premiere.
And,
I would if I absolutely would. It looks so cool.
So,
but like, why don't you just do that? I don't know how to do that. That's why people use filters and everything. They figure out a way, and that's what they do. This next one, Burnout with Fooly Cooly, and I didn't catch what the song was. This one has a lot more narrative to it. This one has a lot more like I can follow it, you know? I like the pace of the cuts here. Really propulsive. Really like it. Oof, oof, oof. So nice. There's more text. Yay. Really nice overlay there. That stuff. Really cool. I am like awful at text. I am garbage. That's a great effect. Yeah. That's really cool. Very good masking work on that. Also really, really obviously cool, like being on a projector too. That's just a cool effect. Big fan. That popped up incredibly well. Really nice stuff. Oh my gosh.
The world again. How did Sandler do it twice? I don't know. And then at the end of the movie,
I'm just shocked that like this is a performance and you're like in pitch dark.
Is that his wife had this unplanned pregnancy and he was trying to
you know,
figure out what to
that's
do.
surprising
And
to
then
me.
he's like, I just gotta go with
But it works fine enough. I think you're a good storyteller. Although I am more interested in the movies ultimately. No offense to you. I really like the idea of this like live venue idea.
Specific catharsis for my biggest anxieties for my acid trip. And then a friend out of nowhere mentioned Windows Movie Maker. And I was like, that's it. That's what I gotta do. Because my first videos when I had it when I was like 8 or whatever, with Windows Movie Maker, like I'm returning to the roots.
I've made AMVs with Windows Movie Maker.
Fucking idea.
It is. Yeah.
So bad because Windows Movie Maker sucks. Like, if you try to preview a
Yeah.
video from anywhere but the start, it will desync the video and the audio. And what do you want to do when you're making an anime music video? You want to sync the fucking video and audio.
Yep,
so every
it
time
sucks.
there's a single cut
You have
or
very
change,
little
I have
tools,
to
too.
watch the video from the start. So those
I'm happy you gave me the context that it was made in Windows Movie Maker. I'm pretty sure this is just hard mix, though. The opacity layer. Although I know what you mean, like the particulars of like the use of the colors and stuff. Oh, you're using Rebuild. You're using 2.0. Yeah, that does happen in Ava in 2.0. But it looks really cool with the filter you put on with Windows Movie Maker. I like that someone winced too. It's cool. Guy taking a sip of his water. He's like, yep, this is cinema. That was really cool. That was neat. And again, I really appreciate that you gave all the context and history of that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be like, wait, what? I am excited for this one. I do really like Video Girl Eye, and I love Claire de Lune. It's always goated. Any use of Claire de Lune in any presentation or piece of media is goated. So, looking for also a synth version of it. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm looking for this. Check it out. I have no idea what you're doing to the footage here. I don't remember this kind of shot in Video Girl Eye. This is very, very cool, though. This is really working with the kind of style you're going for with the bright, intense colors and yeah. Oh my god, what the heck is going... How are you doing that? How are you doing that? Not even just the infrared type of looking, the color of it, but just this, like, verticality part? Is it rain? Like, is it a clip of rain overlaid on something else? Very impressive stuff. I think that this particular rendition of Claire de Lune works really well for this AMV. I'm just not as big of a fan of it personally because the way that it's interpolating and the way it's adapting the song, kind of. I just have too much attachment to the original, I think. So cool. I never thought something that would work with just red, yellow, and blue would look so good, to be honest with you. It always just feels that just the primary colors, it's just sort of just like, nah. But technically, it's like, because you have red and yellow, you're using a lot of orange. It's mostly like orange and blue, which are great complementary colors to use. And they say there's no way of getting around copyright. That is so cool. How the fuck do you do any of this? This is incredible. Okay, I kind of see what's going on now. So it is dots, and then there's some way of, like, stretching it like a lens thing almost. I don't know. Ooh. Yeah. This last episode. Man. Oh. Really working with the way that the synths are super turned up now. Did you I don't know if you altered the song. I don't think I imagine not. Maybe you turned the actual, like, the pitch up or something? Ugh. Sheesh. I clapped at that. And this is the first A&B that you're kind of departing away from just making an animated, like an anime music video, and doing more like mixed media type stuff. Because there's live action, but there's also VTubers, I believe you said. Which is a lot like what Gil does, actually. Gil Eyes here. It's a lot of similar kind of like mixed media A&B. There's something especially surreal about watching this in the context of this with the projector and then the person in front the whole time. Especially just like the live action kind of footage of it, I guess. It was interesting in combining with the ASMR too. I think is it an overlay of audio? It's like the song you choose and this ASMR on top as well. That's really interesting with having I'm sorry I wasn't paying as close attention with you explaining it, but yeah, that's cool. Oh, and this I think is the one that I reacted to, or I didn't react to it, but I reviewed on Digest, I believe.
Listening to ASMR on a big sound system is surreal. It's so weird.
Yeah, that is really weird. I think I just noticed the bumping of the background on the VTuber part with the drum. Really nice touch. It feels like the old GIFs in the middle are kind of being cut really precisely. It's looping pretty close to what the beat of the song is. I like this GIF in the middle for this one. It's nice. Really good rhythm and a lot of different cuts and variety. I wonder if that GIF of Lane could have been synced in like a little more artificial. Obviously, you took directly from the GIF and made it authentic, like the authentic pace of the GIF itself. But I wonder if you could have manipulated it to pace the music to the music better. Because sometimes with whenever the rare times that the GIF does match, it's amazing. But maybe the rarity of that is part of the appeal. That it doesn't monotonously sync every single time. These stanzas of the song are definitely the best parts when you were just staring at the VTuber part. Because it's really kind of demonstrating the vastness of this topic or whatever. Or the endlessness, I guess, in your reading of it, if you're owning a V, the addictive part. It's never ending. Yeah, I'm like, that is the ending. Yeah. That's a great overlay. Holy shit.
So there's my girls.
Good sentiment. It's a very good sentiment for this last. I think I imagine this is the last video. Yeah, looking forward. I like I've been liking your ruminations and discussions of stuff and what these AMVs mean to you and everything. And again, I think the live format has been kind of like the most exciting and engaging part of it for me. Is the reactions with audience and everything like that. It's really, really cool. I'd love to know like the background of this for sure. But yeah, it was just the last one. I've heard a lot of Neil Young, but I don't think I've heard this song. An interesting combination of Ava and Caricano. I feel like I've not seen it before. Definitely spoiled for choice on visuals. I can't imagine how difficult it was choosing various images, things in various ways and balancing the two. So many options. You just kind of do what's interesting. And, that's a good punctuation. To just keep using that as a punctuation for the parts of the song. Very on the nose. You almost broke the nose there. That's a great combination of shots. You can call them shot combos. I think that's a good way to put it. Nice shot combo. Yeah, that kind of works. I have made a new term. I could have said overlay too, because that's the tool that the application you use. I could use that too. Oh. Ooh. So lovely. Really good. Woo! Well, there you have it. Lovely showcase. Delightful spending of 100 minutes. Incredible stuff. Yay, a standing O. Yay. That's the fun shit about doing this live as a performative thing. That's great. Yeah, that was really, really, really cool. Big fan. Really enjoyed that. I hope that you make more. I know that the latest one was the one that I recorded. I talked about on Digest, but looking forward to what you got going on next. Yeah, big fan. I realize you've done a Black Country New Road AMV 2 months ago. Whew. I'm happy that a lot of these are on your channel too. Nice. Yeah, really like this. Good job.